and then it will be losers finals after that, which will also be hype. I really want to see ZeRo and Quiksilver actually play M2K and Anti. I want to see that. That might be pretty exciting to see.
Well, of course, that bias side of me is rooting for RJ and Orion. But, of course, I'm equally interested.
Well, only because we saw ZeRo and Quiksilver get knocked in by the team that won winners finals. They got knocked in.
Yeah, absolutely. So you want to see if they actually have a legitimate chance at that second place, or even possibly the run back, the salty run back.
That too. They have a good chance to potentially take second at least, from what I can gather. Zero Suit's a really scary person to fight in doubles because of that down smash. Leads to free hits from both players. And it's much easier to land in doubles, so. As well as the armor pieces. Oh my god, armor pieces in doubles. It's crazy. You want to get rid of those as soon as possible if you're not on Zero Suit's team. Or you're going to take like 50 damage from like a few hits.
Then again, you have to remember that these are players that actually train with ADHD. They're not too foreign to items. But
well, yeah, Zero Suit's so good with items, though. Like,
yeah, there is, exactly. Fair.
I don't see any good Zero Suit player not know how to use their own armor pieces better than anyone else that tries to use them. Salem's a perfect example.
That's fair.
Like, it's always the best option to just get rid of them, no matter what, just to be safe.
I have to disagree with saying it's always the best option. If I'm able to get into a Zero Suit's item pool, I'm definitely going to abuse that to take control of the stage.
Well, yeah, you just got to hope you don't lose it then.
There's a risk-reward factor there, but it depends who has control.
Zero Suit has is the best option.
Yeah, Zero Suit has the advantage because she starts with control.
Yeah, here we go. Armor pieces flying everywhere. Look how much damage RJ just took from that combo.
Yeah. It's such a fast projectile and so much base knockback. Makes it such a powerful early game option.
I'm surprised Quick's not throwing it up and just throwing it at them. There we go, there's an up. And it punishes.
I believe he was holding it in case Mach Tornado became an option, and he wants it for the mobility upon landing. But all the armor pieces are gone now, and Lucario's almost out of his stock.
I'm glad we're not seeing Wario and Meta Knight from the
and it looks like they're just going to straight up start with the Anubis strategy.
Yeah.
So even though Lucario's out of that stock, Orion's going to play incredibly safe here.
Skill-wise, I think RJ is a little outclassed, so that's probably a best bet for them right now, because this is going to work out well for Orion's team.
Orion trying to put a little bit of pressure on a ZeRo, but
yeah, now we're already seeing Anubis at work right now. He's catching people with those down airs and the forward smashes.
Orion trying to be very careful not to lose his stock here. He knows that losing his stock at this moment would be losing the game.
Yeah.
There goes Quiksilver's first.
Their strat's working already.
And Lucario is charging up.
The Anubis strat is very scary. There you go.
There he goes. Blue team has the lead.
You never want to spot dodge in front of Lucario in this situation. It's never a good idea. It's so easy to get snagged by that forward smash.
Orion takes a risk to lock down the follow-up. Pays off, but personally I don't feel like it was a risk worth taking.
Yeah, right now what he's doing is very smart. Oh, accidentally hit that side B. Very smart by Quiksilver to cover that option. Now side B stale.
Oh, there you go. That'll be a stop.
Here we go. Anubis.
Lucario extremely strong. 136% is already strong.
Yeah, it looks like ZeRo Quiksilver don't really know how to handle this strat too well. Oh, he missed the gimp.
The play is getting extremely hyped.
Yeah, Orion's known for getting hype in the middle of matches.
I'm expecting something tricky from Quiksilver here. But safe up airs and down B3 grabs.
But I don't think he's going to go for anything crazy with Meta Knight there. I think Orion knows exactly what he wants to do if Quiksilver does anything crazy. Yeah, I mean, that's what Orion wants. He wants them to double team the Lucario. Because eventually RJ is going to get that one hit he needs to kill them early.
Yeah. RJ is getting up to prime power right now. This is prime time.
Yeah.
He's got
Orion
that 3
still
stock
hasn't
tank.
died.
That's it. That's gonna kill.
Oh,
It's
wow.
way too strong.
And no sheriff stock.
No
At
sheriff
this
stock.
point,
That's
yeah.
it. That's pretty much game. It's 4 stocks to 1 right now.
Yeah.
They'll probably just start fighting normally.
This is the Anubis strat ever.
Even still, Lucario is way too. Look, 26 damage.
Yeah, he just
He concedes the match.
Yeah, ZeRo doesn't
Way
look
too
too happy
powerful.
about that. I don't know. I guess he never really encountered this strategy. I mean, from what I remember, I don't think he does doubles as much as singles, obviously. So this is one of those strats that you need practice in to know how to counter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like Orion the whole time wanted them to 2v RJ. That's it.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what they did.
Absolutely. You know, and a lot of people think Anubis is really overpowered. I think it is powerful, but it's one of those strategies that you can really break down if you have Lucario matchup experience.
That too.
Because Lucario, he has decent disjoints and reasonably good priority, and of course when he's in Anubis form, he has incredibly high priority. But he's an incredibly mobile character on top of that. But characters like Meta Knight and characters with huge disjoints really have the ability to lock Lucario down, and Lucario has a lot of moves that are slow on startup. Like most of his really dangerous moves
like forward smash should not be hitting you.
Exactly. So it's really just a matchup experience thing. You have to know how to approach it. For example, like when Orion and RJ practice it against say me and ADHD, I'm not the most phenomenal player, but I have a lot of matchup experience. So Anubis is very difficult to pull up on just anyone who has a lot of Lucario matchup experience.
Well, what they need to do is they need to make sure that they actually try to stop Orion. They need to get at least.
No, I disagree. I think that approach every single time I fight Anubis and I try to go after the Meta Knight, it never pays off.
As Meta Knight though?
Even as Meta Knight, it doesn't matter. And I usually do the matchup as Meta. I do it as Marth, I do it as Meta Knight, and I strongly disagree. I think you should just ignore the Meta Knight.
So then you want Lucario to try to share 2 stocks then and keep trying to kill him?
Exactly, because there's no reason why Lucario should be able to even take off the stock in a 2v1 situation if you know the matchup.
Yeah, that's what they don't. So.
Whenever I play the matchup against these guys or against any Anubis and I'm teaming with somebody powerful, like if I'm teaming with 8AG or something like that, you know, of course it's just casual matches, just friendly matches. But when I can just speak from my own personal experience, I always know that I always try and just take out 4 stocks from Lucario. If you and your partner die once each to Lucario and manage to take out 4 stocks from Lucario, you have a 2 stock advantage and you're probably not going to lose that.
So you basically just need both teammates to know how to fight Lucario.
Exactly.
If one doesn't, then that strat won't.
Exactly. If one doesn't, but even then, Lucario is a character that you can zone as long as they know the appropriate reactions to certain situations. Like if they don't just completely don't know what to do when Lucario rolls into them, then you're gonna get
if you're like
destroyed.
say juggling Lucario in the air, you have to be careful of that down air. That can kill easily with the Anubis strat. Like
yeah, absolutely.
Not if he
but
does like forward smash. But.
Lucario has a lot of holes in his play. So they're not in his play, in his hitbox placement. There's a lot of holes that are really exploitable, and especially as Meta Knight, if you know what to do, you can just shut down Lucario from dealing a lot of damage at all.
Right,
just don't get hit by stupid
Game
stuff.
2. Let's see if they figured anything out. Oh wow, Orion going in already. See, they're not double teaming.
Oh, that will probably be the game. Orion dropping a stock early.
Not yet. This is not what Orion wants at all because now it's like reverse Anubis almost.
And look at Quiksilver's control with that item piece.
Yeah.
RJ turning that control around, but then does not control the item. Gives it back to Quiksilver. I think that's going to be a mistake.
I mean, the Anubis strat still works a little bit in this situation, but definitely not as well. Like, this is not what they want right now.
No, there's no way they can Anubis here.
They're going to have to just outplay them, it looks like.
They're going to have to get lucky at this point. They're fighting opponents of arguably a higher caliber.
I would probably argue that.
Well, it's no fair to just say someone's of a higher caliber before the set's over. But you know, they have more prestige, they have more credentials under their belt. And Orion down a stock already is huge.
Yeah. I mean, they still have potential to take this. Orion's holding out to the stock pretty well. But he has to be a little aggro now. Quiksilver is tanking outrageously.
Oh yeah, I was about to say everybody on their second stock, so there's still a chance, but they're going to have to do something about that ZeRo suit.
There it is.
That could be just something we were looking for.
Get the ledge guard though? Oh, no. ZeRo's there.
ZeRo, too much pressure putting at that ledge. Lucario could not afford to put himself in that situation.
Oh. Still no kill on ZeRo suit. This is exactly why the strat doesn't work if Orion dies first, and now it's Not looking good at all.
Not at all.
I don't see them taking
3 stocks to 5, 2 stocks to 5.
Oh, no.
And it looks like the stomp has been reversed.
I think even without Orion dying, the strat just was not working out for them anyway.
I have to disagree. I feel like if Orion didn't die, then they would have just gone into standard Anubis setup.
Well,
and right now, Lucario
trying to do it, and it's not going to.
No, they're just playing safe, but you know, right now Orion's playing safe because Lucario has the power bonus from Zero Suit Samus. Remember, you only need one person to be at 3 stocks, so he has the same level of power from Zero Suit. Orion would be smart to flank because right now Lucario's a god, and if Orion were to just flank and just see if Lucario could take out take out Meta Knight without taking out Zero Suit, but Orion goes for a second SD instead, just completely throwing this. Well, he is still a god for a little while. Under 21,
he's
Zero Suit at 2 stocks, but that's it. A stomp. JV5, 0-0%.
Wow. That was crazy. That immediate SD definitely cost them that match.
They would have had to have Orion plank out his last stock from the stock, because with Zero Suit at 3 stocks, it would have been feasible for Lucario to just ignore Zero Suit Samus and try and take out Zero. Because if RJ did that, then you would still have the Zero Suit at 3 stocks. Then Zero would be forced to share stock.
Then excuse me.
Zero would have been forced to share stock Zero Suit Samus. Would have been forced to share stock Quiksilver, which would have put him down to 2 stocks, and then you could have finished off that last high percent stock, and that would have put it at 1-1.
It still was almost an unwinnable situation.
And still that would have been a far stretch, because then Lucario would have been restored to his normal power, and he would have been at high percent, very high percent.
Okay, so let's see if Orion can actually hold a stock at the beginning this time.
He's got a not SD.
As you can see, that's the whole Anubis strat. If the Meta Knight dies first, the strat falls apart, and then you have to do something different.
For those veterans out there, just a heads up, you got Black Waltz in the background. Currently seated behind RJ and Quiksilver.
Yeah.
Black Waltz.
It's been a long time since he's went to anything.
For those that know, that's old school Olimar player, top 5 in NJ.
Yeah, he used to be
back in 08-09.
Way back then.
Currently stationed in San Diego. He's in the Navy, folks. Go do something with your life.
All right, game 3, last game of the set. PS1. I like this as a counter pick for them, for blue team. This was a good choice. As long as they don't fall for the Zero Suit gimmicks with the transformations, then I think they'll be good. You know, side B to the ledge and stuff. Or not the ledge, but the tree, whatever else they can go through. Alright, Orion not planking, but he's still playing safe.
Orion is getting way too bored. He needs to just plank. He's taking damage and he can't afford it.
I think he's trying to...
He's trying to control this. He's trying to control the stage. We talked about this. We actually discussed it a little bit. I said I think it's safer if you have the control to just stay on the stage, because for your first 50%, it doesn't matter, because planking at 0 and planking at 50 is really the same thing. You're still not going to get hit. You're untouchable. So for the first 50%, if you manage to rack up damage, every little bit of damage really counts for that first stock. That first stock is critical for the Lucario, and if you manage to just completely shut it out and make Lucario's first stock really shine, it's gonna have a huge effect in the long run. But if you're gonna take damage, then it's not worth it. Just plank.
Well, he's not. He's playing really safe still, even though he's not planking. So, now he's
not playing really safe. He's trying to make aggressive reads. There's a difference between showing presence and playing safe and making aggressive reads. And when you try and roll into Zero Suit Samus, trying to get a mix-up, that's an aggressive read.
Yeah,
and he really just trying to stay away from plays like that if he's going to go for the noob strategy. That stock of Lucario's literally doesn't matter. If Meta Knight is at 0% right now, then I would just call blue team in the lead, because that first Lucario stock just does not matter. But instead he's putting himself in situations where it's possible for him to get outplayed by Zero. And when you're going up against an opponent of that caliber, you just don't even want to deal with it.
It really
let the Anubis work for itself.
Provide some backup for RJ so RJ doesn't get completely dominated, and that's getting him hit a lot. It's like that's it. Oh, he got away with that one. Nice.
Nice.
Still really risky, but if it's working for him, then whatever.
And see that down there, very, very poor choice of option. If anything, he should have just done a run up there and zoned out the area, but now He's leaving himself in such a precarious situation.
Oh, that could have.
He can die now.
Yeah.
He can die now. He needs to get to the ledge ASAP. If he does not hold 3 stocks, it's going to be over for him.
Quiksilver almost kills his own partner there.
Quiksilver should save this situation. What a well-spaced F-tilt.
I like this. He's playing very safe right now. He's making ZeRo come to him.
There's no reason. He's tempted to punish this, but it's too costly. He should just let it be.
Oh,
and he should also flank correctly. I mean, that would help a lot.
Nice. ZeRo's having trouble getting in on him when he's down there.
He's just way too impatient. He wants to fight. He wants to get in the fray. He's getting bored. But he needs to... He really needs to
team's doing a very good job of handling the Anubis strat right now. ZeRo has...
That is yet to be seen. This is the prime time.
Oh, here we go, here we go.
That early air dodge.
That's so risky, it most likely won't kill Lucario ever.
This is the prime time. This is where stocks just disappear.
He's not landing many hits though, that's the problem.
Now this is where Orion's participation will shine the most, because he can create those opportunities for Lucario to land those.
Oh, there it is.
Those, that's all I have to say, for Lucario to land those.
ZeRo still
I mean, get hit at 50% to 81 and just die.
Oh no, that's bad.
Way too costly. ZeRo's still at 3 stocks, so Lucario has not yet lost any power.
Yeah, so now
again,
Orion,
if they pick on Zero Suit Samus,
Orion can afford to actually fight a little right now. So.
Alright, they're down by about 145%, but Lucario is still very strong.
Although he's at kill percent as well, so... Oh man. Orion's gotta be careful.
Yeah. And now it's pretty much just red team straight up advantage.
Yeah.
And again, I'm gonna have to say that Orion losing that stock was way too costly. He took a lot of percent and he was like, oh, this percent doesn't matter, this percent doesn't matter. But all that percent he took added up and it let him get in that situation.
Yeah, now he's just going all out, it looks like.
It let him get in that situation where Quiksilver could end the stock with a side B, and it's just way too costly.
RJ's having a lot of trouble getting back on the stage. It looks like they figured out how to handle this Anubis strat. They know how to get in on him now.
Yeah, you handle it by, you deal a lot of damage to the Meta Knight that was supposed to be flanking, and then he's at 92%, and he dies to a side B. That was still strong. Whoa.
Oh, they're not share stocking, wow.
Oh, Quiksilver definitely needs to take this.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there it goes. Quiksilver definitely needs to take this. That would essentially be throwing the game.
I'm wondering if Quiksilver was asking for permission and ZeRo was thinking about it. Oh no, that's really bad.
And as you can see, it already pays off.
Yeah, so this is RJ's gonna have to do a lot of work to somehow pull this off. Pretty close to kill percent by many moves.
And up B right now will end it.
Ooh.
The risky glide attack. Good bait by RJ. He knew what he was looking for. Nice F-tilt zoning, taking his time nice and slow. Puts an Aura Sphere in the tank. 139 with Lucario is still strong.
Yeah, I was trying to hope for some kind of a shield poke on something. He's trying to be a little tricky with the Aura Spheres right now. Hoping maybe...
RJ playing really smart, really safe.
Yeah, he needs to. If he just rushes in there, he's probably going to get annihilated. Oh, that back air almost got him.
Oh, the down air was a mistake.
There it is.
He should have just fell out, rolled away.
No, imagine if Orion didn't lose that first stock.
I mean,
that early.
There it goes. If it was that close, just imagine Orion was at 0 the whole time.
Yeah.
Even if you sacrifice 60% off with the red team, it's still not worth. Not at all worth. There's no way it's worth.
But ZeRo and Quiksilver definitely did a good job adapting.
Absolutely.